And now joining us on his run to become the next governor of Florida, we welcome back to the program Congressman Byron Donalds. Congressman, congratulations to you. You got an endorsement from President Trump officially announcing you are in the run. What do you want to do in Florida?
Well, Maria, it's good to be with you. The number one thing we want to do is make sure that we begin the process of getting a stabilized insurance market in Florida. Insurance costs have been rising in our state. We want to make sure that we examine every part of our marketplace and everything going on in our systems around the marketplace so that insurance is stable for Floridians and that when storms hit our state, Floridians are getting quick responses from the carriers that they pay premiums to so they can get back on their feet. The second big thing, Florida will become the financial hub of the world, not just America, but of the world. Digital assets has really found a home in Miami-Dade. We want to build upon that framework. And one of the things with the state's portfolio I want to be able to do is probably add Bitcoin to be a piece of the state's financial portfolio. It's really proven to be a great holder of value and of wealth. And if we incorporate that into our state's balance sheet, it could be something that will help us weather any potential future storms economically in the future.
Yeah, that's a great point. Already you're starting to see Miami and other areas of Florida become a hub for crypto and digital assets. How can you take that to the next level?
A couple of things. Now, up in D.C., there's some things that we need to change. You might want to talk about the accredited investor rule. We might have to look at some other regulatory features out of the SEC. One of the things that's kind of been talked about in various forms has been, can there be a crypto exchange where you can actually tokenize assets, real-world assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, etc.? These are some of the ideas that are out there. Washington's going to have to make some regulatory adjustments for the future of our country, and Florida would follow those regulatory changes to embrace that, to be really a place where wealth and capital continue to come to the Sunshine State. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the future of our state, which are children. We want to make sure, and we already lead the country when it comes to school choice and to academic attainment. But we want to make sure that our kids are now shooting for the stratosphere, that we're focused on proficiency in math and reading and writing and in reasoning. Those are the things that are going to allow the future of Florida, our children, to accomplish their American dream in the Sunshine State.
Yeah, I mean, there's some questions about who's going to regulate digital assets. I spoke with Cynthia Loomis on Friday, and she said that, you know, Bitcoin is a commodity and the CFTC should be one of the regulators, but you also have the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, I mean, in terms of clarity, that's really what investors need to know. Who's overseeing what?
Well, I think if you were to talk about clarity, that Bitcoin is pretty much a commodity. It would pretty much fall under the CFTC. Okay. Personally, I would like to see us stand up a different regulatory environment because digital assets overall, Bitcoin, crypto assets, blockchain technology, this is new stuff. We're not just talking about future contracts with oil or with cattle, etc. This is a very different stuff. I would like to see a new regulatory environment, but if we're just going to play it how it is right now, the CFTC is the likely place for that. If you're going to talk about exchange possibilities, now you're talking about the SEC. And Maria, we have to stop living in the past in the United States when it comes to our regulatory system. We need to live in the future. This is one of the reasons why Donald Trump has decided to endorse me for governor. I'm thankful to have his support, and I just want to make sure that we take our state to the next level. And real quick, to my friend Vivek Ramaswamy, and I heard his comments. I wish him all the best in Ohio, but Florida is the best state in the country now, and we're going to remain the best state in the country.
Congressman, before you go, real quick, there's some talk that Ron DeSantis is pushing his wife, Casey DeSantis, to run. If that's the case, you're going to have a primary on your hands, aren't you?
Well, listen, Maria, nothing's easy, but, you know, I remember back in 2018 campaigning for then Congressman DeSantis, who had the support of Donald Trump, and that worked out great for our state. So in 2025, moving into 2026, I'm really honored to have the same support from President Trump. He has a history of making good picks, Maria, and I think his picks have always worked out for the Sunshine State. And happy to have President Trump's support. We'll worry about the primaries as other people decide to get in the race or not, but we're going to be focused on Floridians. We're going to be focused on the ideas to move our state to the next level.
All right, we'll leave it there. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. We'll be watching your work, of course. Byron Donalds this morning in Florida. Thank you, sir.